Hey guys, Milesy here. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure you hit subscribe and ring that notification bell to stay up to date with all of my reviews here. And this is my review for Shaun of the Dead, directed by Edgar Wright. It's the first of the Cornetto trilogy, starring Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. This is the best of that trilogy as well. Now, I love this movie. It's a comedy movie as a whole, but it's also a zombie movie. There is some real serious, quote-unquote serious zombie moments in the film. Loads of gore. I love the characters. They're really likeable characters. You're invested in them straight away. I like how they are just normal people caught up in this situation, and sometimes you actually forget that it's a comedy movie, and then it kind of throws you into this zombie apocalypse, and then you're invested in it being a zombie movie, and then you're thrown back into a comedy again, and it's able to do that so effortlessly, and that's what makes it so interesting to watch. The supporting cast are great, the cameos are great. You forget that Matt Lucas is in this movie. It's kind of a blink and you miss it moment, and it's just got a lot of familiar faces, and everyone just looks like they're having a great time in this movie. You know, all the performances are like at 100. They're dialed up to 11, right? So Edgar Wright's best work, in my opinion. It's up there with one of my favourite movies of all time. I love zombie movies, and it's up there with films like Dawn of the Dead. It was one of the best zombie movies. It's kind of centered around a pub, and they do repeat a couple of the same jokes regarding the pub, and it always stays funny. It always makes you laugh. There's little real quotable moments in the film that I still quote to today, and it's one of those films you forget. If you don't watch for a long time and you go back to it, you forget how good it is, and it's exactly what I did today. No matter how many times I watch this film, over time I go, I'm going to watch this again, and you just remember why you love that film instantly. You're straight back in there, and it's one of those films that never gets old. I love the subtle build up to how Shaun starts discovering things are amiss, starting by little things on the TV and like people around him on the bus coughing and people falling over in the street. There's a guy that picks up a pigeon and like goes to eat it. It's little things like that just slowly build up to what's actually going to happen, and I think that's some of the funnest parts of the movie. It's the journey to where the movie leads to. It does feel like it's well paced in that respect. Like there's it's never a dull moment. They never stop for comedy. That's what I love about Shaun of the Dead. It doesn't pause for comedy. The comedy's written into the narrative of the events around them. So that is why I think it's so effective. I'm trying to think of some negatives for the movie, and I really can't think of any. It still holds up. All the jokes are funny. They land. The performances are great. I love the rushed shots, you know, the quick shots that have made this film quite famous, and then they kind of replicate that in Hot Fuzz to a certain success. Less so success in the third movie. The zombies are great. I prefer these kind of classic zombies rather than the sprinting ones of modern movies. They could have easily done that, and I think it wouldn't have been as effective. I do think the classic zombies worked in this because it is a play, even on the title, on the classic zombie movie like Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead and things like that. It's very simplified. There's no convoluted, how did the zombies get here? What happened to cause it? It's very much like those classic Romero movies where it doesn't really explain it. One of my favourite sequences in the film is in the garden where they encounter their first zombie, when they realise it's a zombie. And there's something about that moment that just makes it so fun, because it's that initial reaction of, oh my god, it's a zombie. And they even allude to the word zombie in the film when they're looking through the letterbox, and they're like, any zombies out there? And he's like, don't say it. Quite funny that you watch most zombie media, with zombie games or zombies TV series, they never say the word zombie. Really? I don't think. This is the first movie that acknowledges that zombies exist in pop culture and it's happening in real life. I like what they do with the outro of the movie, where you know, there are spoilers in this video, guys, just a heads up, because it's an older movie, right? We can spoil this and not be too afraid to do so. But Ed, who's played by Nick Frost, who's brilliant, by the way. I love his character in this, and I feel like everyone knows someone like this in their life, and I think they've just nailed that kind of character. And yeah, him in the shed at the end as a zombie, and they're playing the video game, reflecting on the beginning of the film. It's just so well executed. I love how simple and effective the ending is. The TV shows at the end as well, where they're talking about Z-Day, and then you see these kind of game shows and how zombies have been incorporated into modern life. And it's kind of funny to watch post-COVID in a way. I don't know why. It just kind of I think it's their response, the human response to this zombie apocalyptic event, is just kind of, it's kind of replicated in post-COVID days, if that makes any sense. But it was really, really funny as well. Like, I just love some of the jokes in this. I love the overarching kind of British influence of the movie. Like, just simple things. There's one long take where we see Simon Pegg as Shaun leave his house and go to the shop. But that whole shot is one shot, it's one take. He walks past a kid playing football. He slips up someone cleaning their car. He bumps into like a homeless man and all that kind of stuff. But it also shows that people are a bit strange on that journey through to the shop. Now, they do the same shot again later on, and he's going past all the same things, but slightly more apocalyptic, right? The homeless man is now a zombie. The kid with the football is also a zombie. There's people shuffling in the background, and he slips on blood. It just thinks like it was all one take, and it's just masterfully done. And just it's that kind of almost a bit of social commentary. There isn't a massive amount of social commentary, but there is little tiny things sort of dusted on top of the movie, and it's kind of like the icing on the cake. Shaun of the Dead for me is a perfect 5 out of 5 stars. It's flawless, it's funny, it's gruesome at the same time. It has a great cast, it has a great supporting cast, great direction. It is really a masterclass of movies, and I think it really holds up. So guys, let me know what you think of Shaun of the Dead. Let me know in the comment section down below. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, and I'll see you again with the next one. See you soon.